Day, everybody. I am so excited to be host again, and this time to a very dear friend of mine. We haven't seen each other for some years, but she is super. Our lady guest today is an active fixture in the animal health and veterinary field, having served as member and chairman of the board of Veterinary Medicine and the Professional Regulation Commission, officer of the Philippine Veterinary Medical Association, past president of the Philippine College of Poultry Practitioners, and now chairman of the FAVA Subcommittee on Animal Welfare. She recently retired from corporate life after almost 29 years with Elanco Animal Health. With her daughter, they established Pet Specialists Corporation, a pet care and nutrition distribution company. And we are really, I'm just so excited to listen to her. And so, ladies and gentlemen, with her talk, Meaningful Transitions, I want you all to welcome to the virtual stage the one and only my beautiful friend, Lina Policarpio.
Hi, Dina. Thank you very much for the kind introduction. It's been a while. It's been what, like more than 5 years since we've last seen each other. And thank you for having me today. I hope I can impart something to your viewers, to your listeners.
Yeah, Lina, it's not very often. In fact, you are the very first speaker with this kind of topic, with this kind of background. So I'm just full of excitement and enthusiasm because it is not a common topic, and it is not it is not a common background that you have. And I'm sure a lot of people will just be very eager to hear what you have to say. Yes, so Lynn, first of all, I know that you were traveling and you were representing your company in different parts of the world. So I am filled with curiosity because, in other words, you were at the top na. I mean, you were up there. so, so who would ever imagine? And all of a sudden, because look, let's face it, I know you are not a senior. I know that. I know. Yeah, I know.
Close to being a senior citizen na.
Yeah, but you are so young, and most people would rather wait for the real retirement age, no? So I'm just so curious, what made you decide to leave the corporate world, having been there already at the top, and then doing all the traveling and all the recognition all over the world? Now all of a sudden, this is it. I mean, your own business. Please tell us the story. How did it happen?
Well, actually, there was a reorganization in the company, and there was an opportunity for an early retirement. And
Oh,
well, I thought hard. I think it's the time to really, settle down a bit because, as you said, I've been traveling almost all my corporate life. And in fact, when the pandemic hit us, I was in Bangkok. I was traveling in, I mean, I was due to travel from Bangkok to Vietnam. And then somebody from Global Security called me. Lina, are you still in Bangkok? Better buy your ticket back for home. And I said, no, 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 I cannot go home because I have a meeting with the government of Vietnam, and that's tomorrow morning. And they said, if you don't go home, if anything happens to you there in Bangkok, the company will not be held liable. So I bought a ticket and went home. It's like everything fell into place that the pandemic hit. We were not able to travel anymore. And during that time, most of the meetings were held online, virtually. So it's like, the Lord prepared me for sort of for retirement. And that was how it all happened. But previous to that, I think sometime 2015 or 2012, I've been managing virtual teams. So the online setting was not really something new to me, but it's just that I was no longer traveling. Because I had people in Thailand, in Malaysia, here in the Philippines, and I would go visit them and the customers. But when the pandemic hit, everything was put to a halt. And it's like, okay, I think I know how to manage people virtually, but then a reorg happened. So I took that chance and I told myself, I think it's time for me to spend more time with the family because I've been traveling a lot. And true enough, I mean, my mother had an accident and it gave me the opportunity to also take care of her during the time that I was no longer employed. So as a businesswoman, sort of, di ba, you handle your own schedule, your time, and somehow I was able to spend a lot of time with her, taking care of her while she was sick.
Wow. That is natatouch ako, no? Because that's what you call divine providence, no? So I can see the hands of God here. I mean, God always moves, no? And at the right time, and you don't even have to ask, but sometimes, of course, we ask, but there are times when He just gives us a surprise gift. So that's what I call a surprise gift. How nice, no? And what ito ha, this I'm so curious. How come your daughter is also into it? What did
Yes.
you what did she take up in college?
Well, my daughter took up legal management at the Ateneo de Manila. So,
Oh,
and then after that, but before that pa pala, she was really begging that we send her to New York so that she can study fashion marketing at the Parsons School of Design. We didn't allow her because she was still 16 that time. So I told her, I cannot allow you to go to New York. You're too young. So I took her to New York para makita niya how life is there. Is it there? Tapos, I think mas nagustuhan niya. Sabi niya, I like the life there because it's fast, I'm independent and all that. But I told her, okay, take a more serious course. After that, sige, if you still want to pursue that course, let's see. So we were actually convincing her to take up veterinary medicine because we're both veterinarians. And, di ba? And little did I know that when I was asking her to upload those lesions, necropsy lesions, that's when you do the autopsy of chickens. We call it necropsy. Ayaw niya pala, nandidiri pala siya. So it had a negative effect on her. So so instead of us really convincing her, naging negative. So anyway, going back, when she finished college, she worked with Ayala Malls sa retail and yeah, I think it was in retail or and then one day she came home with how do you call that, acceptance letters from the Fashion Institute of Technology and then the Parsons School of Design, both in New York. So sabi ko talaga hindi mo yata mapipigil. So she studied there for 2 years and then went back home, put up her own business, and then the pandemic hit. Tapos, there was one time in 2019, she and my husband went to Singapore for, I think it was a vacation lang, and they met these two ladies from New Zealand who were producing pet food. And that was how it started. Parang sabi ko nga, everything, the Lord was putting everything in place. And then, so sabi niya, sige, I think it sounds interesting kasi she has two dogs eh. So sabi niya, okay, let's see. And then, after a few months, another manufacturer naman from Switzerland approached us and offered another brand of dog food. So sabi ko, oh yeah, we have two brands now, and they would complement each other. And she was really very interested. And the fashion marketing side somehow helped because marketing para naman yan eh. And then her business background, which is legal management, also helped because she now knows the foundation of putting up a business, the legalities and all that. So she was taking care of all those, and then retirement came. So parang the Lord really has laid out everything in place, naka-ready na, and then here I am,
Oh,
telling her,
yes.
guiding her and all that.
That's why when I saw your post in LinkedIn, oh, I will not let this pass by.
Because it's only me and my daughter really running the show, so to speak.
Yeah.
Although we
Okay.
have back office support, but it's really us doing the groundwork, connecting with customers, doing the product presentations, and thank you for agreeing to reschedule this again because tomorrow we
Yeah.
have another event in Santa Rosa, Laguna. It's a pet park opening. So we need to be there and thank you really. I appreciate it. So as I've mentioned, it's really us doing the dirty work
Yes.
and putting up everything in place and connecting with customers,
All right.
connecting with suppliers and all that.
Yes. So, Lina, you have been in business now for yourself for the past how many years?
Ah, I just started actually this January with this company.
Oh, because, oh my gosh, I got this impression that you're already making inroads in the business and that you're really so thriving so well. So what are the secrets? Because look, there are also others who are on the verge of, or maybe at the beginning stages of putting up their own company. So I'm sure people would want to know, how did you make it? I mean, you immediately made traction. There's traction. There's like instant recognition, traction, whatever it is. What were the steps you took that made you, even for such a short time, less than a year, uh, make this much inroads and success already? How did you do that, Lynn?
Well, I hope we can call it success already.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so we started officially, my daughter was already running the show, the back office support, October of 2020. We were hiring people already. And then I came on board January, but of course, December, we were already doing the planning. So
Oh,
we were in the drawing board, so to speak, planning everything because I came from corporate. Pag
yes.
corporate ka, 'di ba? Everything has to be planned well and assignments, who's accountable and all that. So we did that. We did marketing plans as well. Although we're not really the real marketers na, we know background in marketing. So we have the template to follow. And once we had the plan in place, oh sorry, we also did our mission and vision creation or drafting. We also identified our core values, what our core values would be in dealing with customers, in dealing with employees. And when everything was already in place, that's it. I mean, everything was, we did what we said we will do, so to speak. And we sat down also with our suppliers, planning for 2020, although it's so difficult to plan during a pandemic. But somehow it gave us the direction that we need. And I think the help of friends, sabi nga nila when you have a business, the first people you have to approach are your friends and your family. And they have been very supportive. I'd like to thank my friends who helped me get into the business, and they adapting our products, putting it in their selection. So it helped a lot. And of course, right now kasi social media played a big role. I mean, plays a big role in this time and age. So we have a digital marketer. Dati walang ganyang role, di ba? During my time in corporate, walang digital marketer. So we have one now. He's in charge of all the postings in social media. We also have an e-commerce associate. Wala din ganong role before. So we were interviewing people for their skills and of course the attitude and the character. And siguro both of us, my daughter and I are both driven and driver in a good way siguro because people are, well, I hope our employees are happy. We're
Yeah.
very much engaged with the day-to-day activities. Although we don't see each other every day kasi nga because of the restrictions, but yung virtual communication, Viber, we're always in touch with them. And sabi ko nga, the help of friends, it is really very important to seek out our friends na to try the product and to endorse it. And again, ako thankful ako talaga kay Lord kasi we were able to enter or be part of the offering of the All Natural Pet Store. I don't know if I can mention their name, but it was really a great blessing for us to be part of the well-curated offering of that All
Yes.
Natural Pet Store.
So Lynn, would you say therefore that building relationships long before you are in business counts a lot
Oh,
in
yes.
okay, so
Oh, yes.
that really somehow was a good foundation for you
Mhm, mhm.
because of the relationships you had long
Oo.
before you put up the business.
Imagine I've been in the industry for 29 sa corporate, but before that I was also with another integrator. So all in all, my years in practice would be about 35. So ang tagal ko na rin, and the relationships you've built along the way really helps. Dapat good relationship, 'di ba? Siguro I think that's the reason I have a lot of friends that I can fall back on for support and for help.
Wow, okay. Also you mentioned, no, yeah, there are you hired two persons that were not present before. I mean, before the pandemic. So, um, before I was going to ask you about these two new persons, please, I'm so curious. What would be the pet food brand? Do you have one brand, several brands, or what type of
We
pet?
have two actually. One, the Swiss brand, the one from Switzerland is Caviara, Caviara
Yeah.
Fresh Cut and Caviara Essential. And then we have one from New Zealand natural pet food, which is Woof and Meow. So those are the
And
Woof and
meow.
Meow. Yes, Woof is for
Wow.
dogs, Meow is for cats, and they are freeze-dried products. Yun yung kinikerry ngayon ng all natural pet store.
Oh my goodness. I mean, they sound really, for me, it's something new because in the past, we did not hear of pet food brands like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm.
it's the
They're
first.
both new. They're both new in the
Oh, okay.
market and
Okay.
high quality premium product. So part of our vision is to be recognized in the pet nutrition, pet care distribution business as somebody credible and with integrity. And
Yes.
when we selected the product lines, we made sure that they're also, I mean, the same, we shared the same vision, the same mission as our company. So
Oo.
mabuti nga ganon din sila. Yung the one from Switzerland actually, the chicken that they use in the pet food is from free range farm. So imagine
Oh.
free range. So talagang safe and free from antibiotic residues. They're only using essential oils
Mm.
to 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 improve the productivity of the chicken. So
So I
it's
have two
human grade.
questions.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I have two questions for you. The ordering of your products, your pet food brands, are they only online or you have stores or how do people
Okay.
get there? And can
Um,
you show us if you have a website? Can you please tell us what this website is?
okay. So they can do, well, we have partner clinics and stores right now. There are
Oh.
located in Metro Manila, we have in Bicol, saan pa ba? Yeah, Bulacan, in
So
Pampanga.
pet clinics, they can get it from pet clinics,
Yes, and pet shops.
pet shops, and
Yes.
then they can order online,
Yes, we
correct?
already have our flagship store at Laz Mall, Pet Specialist
All.
Corporation. So yes, we're now in Lazada. So 'di
Oh,
ba?
oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh. And that's
So
what you call last mall, Lazada. Okay,
yes,
okay.
Laz Mall. Laz Mall is the where the products are, I believe tama kung tama ito, are more authentic. So nasa Laz Mall 'yan. And then we have our flagship store there. So yun yung ano, yun yung pinagkakaabalahan of the e-commerce associate that we have
Oh,
hired.
I see, I see. All right. So these two young persons that you have hired, no? The digital marketing
Marketer,
guy, yeah, marketer, and then the other one is
the
the social
e-commerce.
media, e-commerce.
Yeah.
Are they working from home? It's they don't have to be present in your office?
Well, right now kasi, we report to the office 3 times a week. So, 2 days of that, they're working from home. Although they can
Oh,
really work from home, but still kasi the human connection, you know me, di ba? The
yes,
human
yes.
connection is really important. And I think decision making is faster when you see each other kesa yung you call or you do a Zoom meeting. Actually, they report to my daughter. And
Mm.
sabi nga ng daughter ko, ma, iba pa rin yung ano, face-to-face meetings because we can do things faster and more efficient. So, yeah, they have an option to work from home, but sila din siguro, they want human connections eh.
Yeah, I believe so, especially they are young and they need
Mm-mm.
guidance. And of course, another thing is the a manager or a leader like you really has that kind. You have the vibes, you know. So now, how is it at this point in your business, no, in your enterprise? Are you already, shall we say, are you feeling somehow that you are getting what you expect or probably beyond? How is it in your estimation? Where are you now? From your
Well,
point of view?
yes, sabi ko nga sa'yo, I'm a driver and I want to succeed. Siyempre, sino ba ayaw, ano? As I was talking with our finance consultant, sabi niya, "Oy, you're doing great right now. You're gaining customers and for a new business because we started selling only in July. So July, August, September, October, November, we're just 4 months in the market.
Of course.
At for a new enterprise, you're doing good. Sabi ko talaga, ako kasi I want, gusto ko pa meron pang ibang customers who would be able to experience the benefits of the product because the products are really good. So, it's difficult for a newbie, so to speak, a newbie na company because we are a startup company and the products are new. So, it's
Okay.
there are challenges that we
Oo.
encounter, especially
What if,
for
oo, what if, ha, kunyari, I'm a prospective customer, okay? And I'm so used already to buying all this. Alam mo naman, there's so many na rin, no, na dog food, and
Mhm.
yeah. And what if I came to you or I called you or I sent you an inquiry? What makes your pet food brands different from what we have here right now? And I'm so used to buying this other brand. So why would I change my current pet food brand to yours?
Mhm.
What's the difference?
Well, I'll start with the freeze-dried, the one from New Zealand. It's not very common yet to see freeze-dried products here in the Philippines. Although meron na, but not very popular yet. This one kasi, it's the fresh meat it undergoes the freeze drying process wherein moisture is taken out of the meat, and then so yung freshness is still there, the freshness of the raw food is still there, pero para siyang kibol. Para siyang kibol. The dry food that you are seeing. And kumbaga, following the New Zealand standards, ay talagang it's very premium. And even our dog, kami lagi kong basis is how our dogs react to it.
Okay.
Madinig niya pa lang yung, it's actually like this. This is for cats eh. Madinig niya pa lang yung sound of the wrapper. He's already jumping for joy and anticipating the kibble that he'll receive.
Oo.
Yeah, so this one is for cats. And
For
then,
cats.
so that's the freeze dried. It has the freshness of raw food, but the convenience of a kibble, yung dry food nga. Now, for
Oh.
the one from Switzerland,
Oo.
sabi ko nga kanina, human grade protein ang ginagamit doon sa recipe, and it's formulated by animal nutritionists in coordination or in collaboration with veterinarians. So the consumers are assured of the complete and balanced formulation that is in every bag of Caviara Fresh Cut and Caviara Essential.
Parang the way the way I get it from you, no, it's more like more and more they are no longer treated as pets, but practically like human beings that to be cared for with proper nutrition and better food, etc. Because that sounds so specifically talagang prepared, no? So meaning
Yes.
like it's like human beings na rin sila, no?
Well,
Wow.
as you introduced me, there's now what we call animal welfare, which I
Oo.
head the subcommittee ng
Oo.
Federation of Asian Veterinary Association. And one of the provisions of animal welfare is providing good nutrition to animals and in living condition, and they should be taken to the veterinarian on a regular basis. They should follow a vaccination program so that we maintain their health, and that would also mean that they will give us more fun moments, di ba, together longer. But we have our social media handles,
Oo.
pets at Pet Specialist Corp. That's for Facebook and Instagram. So pareho meron.
Also, Facebook and
And
Instagram
Instagram.
is Pet Specialist
Specialist Corp.
Corp. Oh,
Yes.
and then that's where people can see more of all these different products.
Yes, yes.
Oh, all
And
right.
they can
Wow.
also visit nga yung Laz Mall of Pet Specialist
And
Corp.
the last mall.
Yes.
Oh, that is something else. All right. So I'm learning. Tuloy, ha? I'm learning. I'm really learning a lot from talking with
I
you.
also learned just recently about all these things. Thank you to my daughter.
Yeah. Well, it's something, and I believe God's hands were here in this particular case. Huh?
I believe so. I believe so
You
as
were
well.
so well prepared because we had previous speakers when they went into business. Some of them had to go through so much struggle talaga. I mean, you did not. I mean, the way wala
There are
eh.
struggles din naman. I mean, we are in a pandemic, and there were plans that that did not materialize
Oh, okay.
because of the restrictions. We wanted to have pet events or pet meetups, and
Oo.
we cannot do that. Hopefully,
Oo.
hopefully soon we can proceed with all the other planned activities.
Yeah, I'm now thinking of correlation between pets and humans. Is there such a thing also as obesity in
Oh,
animals,
yes.
or lack
Yes.
of nutrition, or mga galis-galis or something like that because they don't have enough of nutrition or enough balance in the
Yes.
what are the common what do we call symptoms that they probably need proper better care, no, better
Uh-huh.
food, etc.
Let's start with obesity. Obese dogs or cats even,
Oh,
if you give them more than what they need, and also when you give them table food, hindi na sila kumakain ng dog food because they would prefer, syempre, mas tasty yung ano, di ba, yung table food. And ano yan eh, may mga sauce and all that. So, my advice to those with pets, refrain from giving your dogs or your cats table food because it will they will somehow refuse na yung dog food later or cat food. Also, there are computations on how much food is to be given to your dogs or your cats. So it's in the label of this pet food. Tapos you mentioned about skin problems or when do you need to bring your dog or cat to the vet. It has to be on a regular basis. Once you acquire a pet pa lang, you have to have a vet na in mind. Where would you take your cat or your dog? Kasi your vet will tell you what would be the vaccinations needed and what are the other things that you have to look out for. Even sabi mo nga, the galis-galis, what would be the symptoms or the skin lesions that you would look out for to determine whether you have to take your pet to the vet na.
And Lynn, would you say that pets really need to walk out, get sunshine?
Oh,
Just like
yes.
people, they
Yes.
have.
Oo. So there are breeds of dogs that really need constant or regular exercise. And if you don't give them that exercise, yung energy nila is andyan lang. So they cannot express talaga yung
Oh,
energy. So yun yung naninira ng furnitures, ng mga
oh,
plants and all those. So better when you're planning to get a pet, study first the features of each of the breeds. Kasi mahirap na you're a laid back person tapos you got a dog, kunyari a beagle na very active. So mapipilitan ka well, it's for the good naman mo naman ano kasi mag-exercise ka na. You'll have to walk like 15-20 minutes a day para i-exercise si Beagle. So, we have a Beagle actually. That's why I know. Masyado
oh,
siya
I see. So
hyperactive.
you yourself, your daughter, you also walk your dogs like
My
that, go
daughter.
out.
It's my daughter who walks the dogs.
Oh, okay. Wow. I mean, really, this is something else. As I said, in fact, you're the first speaker we have who talked about this. Oh my gosh, this is something. Would you say that every year, annually, there is an increase in number of Filipinos who decide to have pets in their
Oh,
homes? Would you say?
yes.
Oh,
During the pandemic, there was a significant increase in pet ownership. Not only here in the Philippines, not only in Asia, even in the other countries. Why is that? Because
oh,
we spent a lot of time at home.
yes.
And, 'di ba? So we're taking I mean the pet kept us sane, so to speak. And they provided love, comfort, and joy during those times that we cannot go out. And siguro the families na were staying at home, sabi nila siguro ay it's nice to have a pet, another pet. So talagang nag-increase ang pet ownership in the Philippines. And I
Oh,
think there was a news item that in Asia, Philippines yung number one na significant increase in pet ownership.
yeah, yeah. Wow. Um, how about people who suffer the loss of a favorite pet, no?
Mm-mm.
Um, what are these people supposed to do? Because they also get depressed, no?
Oh,
Because
yes.
it's like losing a family member. What should they do? All of a
Well,
sudden, they cannot just go out and buy another one. They have to sort of grieve pa sila.
yes, parang ano rin, just like human beings, we also suffer yung ano yung sabi mo nga the grief ng loss of a pet. So
Oo.
do they need to get another pet at once? It depends. It depends on them. If they can already you know take care of another one because we just lost our pet during the pandemic then one of our pets and it was difficult. She had cancer and we know that it was time for her to go. The other pet that we had, notice namin, he was also grieving. He would always stay at the gate, parang waiting for Coco, the lab, to come home. Parang ganon. He would stay there. He would not eat his dog food. Parang he would not finish yung meal niya lagi. And sabi namin, I think he needs a companion na. Kami hindi pa ready kasi we're missing Coco a lot. So it depends talaga sa inyo. Would others kasi they don't like to get another pet for fear that they may lose the pet again. Kami naman kasi we're parang naaawa kami dun sa isang pet namin because he was not eating well. He was always waiting for Coco, parang ganon. So, it depends.
How do we sanitize pala our pets? You know, or do you always have, do they always have to be bathed daily?
Oh, wag naman daily. Wag naman daily. Weekly
Okay,
would be
okay.
good. It depends
Weekly?
also on the activity of your dogs.
Oh,
Tapos well, kasi here sa village, si Tofu, our pet, sabi nga everyday nagwo-walk sila. So we also have a mat sa gate that he can step on para lang clean yung kanyang paws when he
awesome.
enters the house. So ano
Yes.
yan, the bathing is of course part of regular grooming, of good grooming ng ating pets to keep them clean, especially yung mga pets who are brought in the house, tsaka yung mga nilalagay sa bed. So mas maganda that they are well groomed and sanitized, as you said.
Mm-mm. Have you started having ideas also of what we call peripheral products? Like, for example, yung toys for pets or some, you know,
Not
just,
yeah, not the
uh,
toys, but we are looking at other pet care products from
okay.
Ireland. So
Oh,
we're in the process of registering the products with the Bureau of Animal Industry and the Food and Drug Administration. So coming yan. We also have phytogenics. These are Chinese medicines, but using Western technology. So that's also in the pipeline. So
yeah.
sana
I
ma-interview
believe,
mo ko ulit when
oh,
that happens.
yeah, yes, yes. I believe everything is really related, no? Because I was thinking now you're succeeding in the pet food brands, no? Now, which are quite unique. I mean, new to the market, unique and really good for people to try, no? Because syempre they're not used to it, so they need to try it to see the difference. And
Yes.
now, pet care is the next best thing. Because if you really love your pets, you know, like your family, of course, you not only feed them, but you care for them. Wow! Ano yung mga parang low maintenance na dog breeds? Because there are some high maintenance na dogs, ha? Oh, you know, di ba, no? Mayroong ganun
Yes.
eh, na medyo mahirap alagaan. So what would be yung, for the common tao lang, I mean, you know, simple lang. Wala
It
siyang,
depends. It depends on why you want a pet. Do you want a pet as a companion or as a guard, or it depends on you. So easy maintenance, ano mang easy maintenance? I would say a Labrador would be good. Kumaga mild lang siya and mellow kumilos. May hair din naman that you need to groom, pero not so much. Of course, you can also adopt. May mga adoption centers that are offering dogs na rescue nila. Like Quezon City Adoption Center recently opened. So pwede yon. They can take a look at the pets available or the dogs available there. Aspins, our local dogs are actually very easy to take care of. We also have an Aspin. So ano yan, may variety na kami ng pets here in
wow.
the house.
I'm curious about something, no? If, let us say, there's this pet owner, na all of a sudden, oh, he has dogs. All of a sudden, mga anak niya, gusto naman ng cats. can they be together in one house? Hindi ba sila magra-rumble, mag-aaway?
I have not had that experience na magkasama, but I have friends who have both dogs and cats.
Oo.
Ang ginagawa nila, the cat is inside and then the dogs are outside the house. Kasi nga, for fear that they may get into a fight or something. So, meron namang hindi. It depends on you how much time you spend to really take care of both of them. So, kung nandyan ka lagi nakabantay,
Yeah.
okay
Yeah.
naman. Okay naman.
A common concern, Lynn, no, among pet owners, minsan natatakot sila from the hair of the dogs, yung allergic rhinitis. How can that be avoided if you have pets?
Um, Not all dogs naman kasi shed. So there are pets
Oh,
or breeds, talagang shedder sila, nag-shed talaga yung hair nila. There are dogs naman na hindi masyado. So they have to really study the breeds before they take that pet with them. Kasi mahirap na. If you have allergic rhinitis, also nga, when deciding to take a pet, to get a pet, you have to also consider the other members of the family. So, willing ba sila to take care of the pet when you're not around? And also, are they willing to feed them? Tapos, yun nga, would they be shedding a lot of hair? Baka si Lola or si Lolo is allergic to it. Di ba? Yung merong asthma and all that. So you have to really take those into consideration before
you
taking
remind
a pet.
of our new driver. Huh? I was so taken. I was just so struck by his love for his two dogs because sabi ko, ay, we're going to have a Christmas vacation in Tagaytay. We're going to Sonia's garden, la la la. And he said, I cannot go with you. Why can you not go with us? Nobody will take care of my pets. Oh,
Uy, that's
you better
nice.
find somebody to take care of your pets. Who will drive me there? I cannot. So, I was so struck that pet owners nga really begin to feel like they are family. Imagine he will give up on a holiday or a paid holiday to take care of his pets. So he promised he will look for people to
I
take
love
care of
your driver.
talaga ang na ano ako na touch talaga ako. Yeah. So at any rate, the thing that really touched me, Lynn, is how God has touched your life, no? And at this stage in your life, how the transition, oh my gosh, how many, I tell you how many entrepreneurs will have that kind of transition. Parang practically, God is with you there all the way, every step of the way. Now, there are naman so many others, they don't have that kind of story. So, Lynn, for those others who are thinking, no, I want to go into business, can you give them, as your, shall we say, last few words of advice as somebody who is already succeeding less than a year into a brand new business, no? I mean, from your point of view, how can people find their way without too much struggle?
Ah, Going into business, struggles would be part of the equation. So,
Okay.
yeah, yun yung aking ano dyan.
Oo.
It will always be part of that. But you have to be prepared for possible challenges that would come along the way. However, if you have planned everything, you have thought of all I mean, you have a vision in mind. And then how do you reach that vision? Parang meron kang roadmap. That will always guide you how to get there and where to go. For those who are planning to put up their own business, it has to be something. Ito dati hindi ako naniniwala na it has to be something that you have knowledge on or kumbaga you're
Oo.
familiar with,
Oo.
because we also put up some business na nag-fail in the past. Wag na lang siguro yon. So, hindi ko kasi masyadong kabisado yung business. I thought it was that simple. So in the past, sorry. In the past kasi I put up a beauty salon together with my daughter also kasi we frequent the salon there siguro once a week. I'm there for my hair color, my nails and all that, my massage. Sabi ko when there was an opening, a free space, why don't we get a space and then put up a salon? We hire the stylist and all that. It was not that successful because when the stylist was absent, I don't know how to cut hair. I don't know
That's
how to
it.
do the
That's
nails. So yung
oh,
ganon
oh,
ba?
oh.
So
Yeah, yeah.
if you
Uh-uh.
if you're planning to have a business, it has to
Yes.
be something that you really know what to do, how to
Yeah.
do it, and be prepared. Your heart should be,
Yes.
sabi nga dapat pusong bato because
Yes.
there would be nights that you will be thinking, how can we surpass this? How can we, penetrate a market? And
Oo.
without the Lord's guidance din naman, you cannot
Yes
do it.
naman. Oo,
I mean,
talaga. Oo.
oo.
Yeah.
But you have to be strong enough, you have to be determined to make things work. And
Wow.
do
Wow.
not be afraid to to ask for help. I
Yes.
ask friends for help, for mentorship, for
Oo.
their ideas,
Oo.
because it gives you a better perspective. Kasi
Yes.
kami ng daughter ko lang yung nag-uusap eh. Sabi nga ng daughter ko, ma, hindi kaya parang our ideas na lang yung nangyayari. Why don't we ask other people for their opinion? So we did that. We are
Yeah.
actually thinking of taking on a marketing consultant to
Yeah.
further help us in our direction, in our activities of to
Yes.
further improve our presence in the market.
Wow, thank you so much, Lina. This is very much appreciated by our viewers out there because I am sure there are so many also thinking of some things, but still not making up their minds yet. So thinking of that. So your words of wisdom will go a long way. Thank you. And by the way, to our viewers out there, make sure you click like and subscribe because our weekly shows are really something you can put it to good use right away in your life. So, and Lina is an example of this. And by the way, our next speaker will be Eric Riego de Dios, who will talk on transformation through a growth mindset. And he will be interviewed or hosted by Dino Santos. So remember, everybody, learning is a never ending journey with limitless vistas. Good day, everyone.